For us, really, the aha moment was that preparation itself can really become an equity issue. Given the demographic that we serve, a very diverse student body, first gen, high Pell eligibility, I think equity has just been such an important issue for us. What we found is, students may come in with talent, discipline, ambition, but they're just not prepared for the cost of test prep or credential preparation, and that really becomes a hidden barrier. In fact, they may not even know that that's something that they have to expect as part of the path on the journey that they're making to become successful. So there's a lot of educational component that goes in from our standpoint to make sure that they're aware of that. But we are doing everything we can to make sure that for especially first gen and Pell eligible students that those hidden costs aren't a surprise because there is no hidden cost anymore. We can tell them that this is something that is available to them. So what we can say to our students, thanks to Kaplan All Access, is your next step should not depend on whether you can afford the next step and this preparation outside of the classroom. So what this helps us do is really align with our mission of access and opportunity. We are not about lowering bars at all. We're about setting very high ones, but we're also all about making sure that we give students more tools to clear that bar. So I think Kaplan All Access has really been a vital and important equity issue for us here at Kentucky State University.
Rhonda, do you want to weigh in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Michael really said it best for us. And I became familiar with Kaplan All Access. And again, this is the reason why these type of learning community sessions are so good because we're learning from each other. But if you're not collaborating with your colleagues on campus, you can miss out on some very important opportunities. So when I was writing for the grant this time last year, I reached out because I knew it was going to be about career readiness and career development, professional development for our students. So I reached out to my colleague who is our AVP over student engagement, which she also is over the Office of Career Development. Well, long story short, we got the grant, right? And so we just recently, like you said, Brittany, acquired Kaplan All Access. So she had invited me to somebody put something on my calendar. I'm like, what is this? Another somebody put this on my calendar. I don't know what this is. And so anyway, she was like, calm down, calm down. This is something that we're going to get. And I thought you would like it for your program, understanding, that you have all of these things that you want the students to do in terms of career readiness, financial literacy, a very holistic approach towards career development. So I said, okay. So I said, well, next time they have something, I'll join. And when I joined, and when I saw that website, I was like, you talk about that aha moment, Brittany? I was like, not aha, but oh my God, this is the answer to my prayers. Because even though we do have, various platforms out there that will help us with that career development piece, but the Kaplan All Access is the only platform I believe that will help students with, like you were saying, LSAT prep and all the different test preps that are out there. So yeah, it didn't take me long once I saw what it had to offer. So moving forward with our Hornet Flight initiative, students will be required to do some activities on that platform. But not only that, we are part of the grant. We are also acquiring a student engagement platform where our students can earn badges for their LinkedIn page. And so I've already identified certain modules out there on the Kaplan Access that I want them to complete in order for them to earn certain badges. So like I started off by saying, this whole idea of talking about this now truly is an idea whose time has come. So thank you once again.
Cristina, tell us a little, you are a longtime partner. So
Yeah.
talk to us a little bit about how All Access works at Cleveland State.
Yeah, so similar to Michael's sentiments, we have a high percentage of our students who are Pell eligible, and it really is about leveling the playing field for these students, removing barriers for them, and showing them that we are planning for their future career. We are invested in their success. And not only do we have the all access, we're pairing it again with an academic coach. So if these students tell us on their application that they are pre-med, they're automatically assigned a coach that's going to walk them through the process to help them with their interviews. And also, you don't need to worry about the test prep. You can take those tests. You don't need to worry about paying each time. So we've partnered services to just show that we are preparing for your future career, your next step. For graduate school, we've got the resources, we've got the investment, we believe in you. And so we're going to be, helping students navigate that process. And for parents, I find it's most helpful when I talk to parents when they say, they're interested in pre-med. And I say, well, you're in the right place. Or they're interested in law school, you're in the right place because not only do we have the academic coach that's going to walk them through, that's going to be by their side, preparing them for interviews, we have these resources that we are providing to them at no additional cost to them. They don't need to worry about those barriers when they're preparing for their next step. So for us, it's been a game changer in those conversations. And we ask on the application for admission if they have any of these pre-professional aspirations when they're coming in, no matter the major they're picking. We're not limiting it only to the ones that look like a traditional pathway. And then we're starting to share that message with the students about these opportunities that they have. But it just shows the students that we're invested and we're prepared and we're ready for them. And we're thinking about their career before they even step foot on campus.
That's great. Chantelle, you have a different setup at the University of Illinois. Do you want to share a little bit about that and how All Access landed?
Yes, we do. And we have been friends for a long time with Kaplan. So thank you very much. We love our friendship and our partnership with you. And like all of our other colleagues, and I'm sure like many of you that are out there listening to this, you're saying, oh, my aha moment for things for my students to make sure they're successful is often around that access piece. So we've all mentioned that. That's the throughput of the access was the barrier. Our students, every single one of them and every single one of these institutions is really, really driven. They're wonderful, they're talented, they have so much power that just needs to be unlocked. And some of that gets a little bit locked away sometimes when they don't feel like they can take a step with the next prep, like resources, things like this, because they don't have access. And that access shouldn't be the limiting factor. And so for us at our university, the University of Illinois, with support from our state, which is a very different model, we have access to the Kaplan All Access Partnership that allows us to remove that barrier at scale, which is amazing. So we have, and Brittany listed all of those, and there's so many more. So there's so many more prep courses and exams around all areas of career readiness and career readiness and critical thinking. But we're really fortunate and really grateful for the fact that our level of support comes from the state level. And they've prioritized at scale this clear signal that says we're investing in all access. We're giving all students the opportunity to take advantage of this so that we don't have students who just simply cannot pursue what they would like to pursue. So they're investing in our students and in their futures, which is really, really powerful. And it gives us the opportunity to provide them with even more services in addition to our Career Services Center, which our Career Center is full service. Just like many of the other universities on this call, we have embedded advising in different areas of academic interest, and we're coaching our students along the way and mentoring them in ways that lead them down the road to their success. And oftentimes that will include the need for prep exams. And so this program specifically for us has been really great in providing them with the access. And it really aligns, I mentioned our CARES framework earlier, particularly with that accessibility and accountability piece. We're not just encouraging them to have aspirations. We're giving them the tools in their tool belt to actually make it happen, which is really, really powerful. And it feels great as an administrator for me, knowing that we're providing them something that's really meaningful. And it's a differentiator for prospective students and families because they know we're committed to not just getting them here, not getting them in the classroom, getting them in the seats. We're here to make sure that they're successful long after they arrive when they're here.
For